Hey, it's Mark Lynn here with your video thought for the day. Okay, it's happened. I can't find my keys. I've looked for them everywhere. I've given thought to whether or not Becky's hidden them. I've wondered if maybe I'm just too forgetful. I'm wondering if they're in some out-of-the-way place, if somebody moved them. I can't figure out where they are. And I've looked. I've looked almost everywhere. But alas, that's the problem with my vision. I don't have the ability to see some things that I wish I could see. Now, you shouldn't be smirking over this, because I suspect you've lost your keys or your cell phone or your wallet, billfold, whatever it is you carry, or something else of note that you should not forget. Maybe you couldn't find where you parked your car in a parking lot. That's happened to me before. There are all sorts of things that I don't see, even though I have two really working eyes. Still don't see them. And that's important to me this week as I continue to look at some biblical passages that talk about the eyes. And today is one of my absolute favorite passages in all of the Bible. Don't make fun of me for saying that, Janet. This really is. It is Psalm 139. And I'm continuing on the theme that I had yesterday of the passage that looks at the eyes of God. Now, 139 is a very personal psalm between it. It's a very confessional, personal psalm between the writer and God. So the psalm addresses God. In verse 1, he says, "O Lord, you've searched me. You've known me. You know when I sit down. You know when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down. You're acquainted with all my ways before a word's even on my tongue. Behold, Lord, you know it all together. You hem me in behind and before. You lay your hand on me." And this is knowledge that is just too wonderful for me. It's too high. I can't attain it. I can't fathom this wonderful presence and love of God. And then the psalmist says, where can I go that you, God, are not present, that your spirit's not present? Where can I flee to get away from you? If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I go down to the depths of the earth, you're there. Even anywhere, even in death, your hand leads me. Your right hand takes hold of me. If I say, oh, it's so dark, God's not going to see me, that doesn't apply to God, because he sees in the dark just as good as light. The night's as bright as day, the psalmist says. Then the psalmist says, you knitted my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and so I praise you. Your works are wonderful. My frame wasn't hidden from you. And when I was being made in secret, before anybody else could see what I looked like, when I was being intricately woven together, God saw my unformed substance. In God's book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, even before there were any. And the psalmist says, how precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast they are when you add them up. If I could count them, they're more than sand. This is an incredible thing. And the psalmist asks, search me, try me. But this idea, where could I hide from your eyes? Nowhere. God never has trouble finding the keys. God never has trouble finding his wallet. God never has trouble finding his cell phone. And God never has trouble finding you. and finding me. And God never has trouble finding what we need, and finding what we're thinking, and finding good things for us to do. Now that is a God, maybe beyond our ability to understand, but certainly a God in whom we should place our trust. And I'm going to trust him today. That's my video thought for the day for you too. And we'll do one last I thought tomorrow. But this is it for today. God bless you and trust yourself to him.